Okay, thank you for joining me for a Yin Yoga and Meditation class. We're going to do around 45 minutes of gentle floor-based Yin Yoga and then 15 minutes of meditation. For class today, you don't need any fancy yoga props. You might want a mat or carpeted area and maybe a few pillows, just household pillows. Okay, so we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. You can sit crisscross applesauce or in Sukhasana with one foot in front of the other. You can close your eyes for a moment. Place one hand over your heart, one hand over your abdomen, and take a nice slow breath in through your nose and out through your nose. As you inhale, feel your ribs gently expanding, skin across the chest, stretching slightly as your heart space lifts. As you exhale, feel how your chest falls and the ribs gently contract. Breathe in and breathe out. I'll offer up a mantra or a phrase that you can say to yourself throughout class if it speaks to you. And that phrase or that affirmation is, I give myself permission to be here now. I give myself permission to be here now. I give myself permission to be here now. If your eyes are closed, slowly open your eyes. You can bring your arms down by your side, and we're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose. You're going to start in tabletop, knees, feet together. Then if you'd like, you can open your knees and start to sink your hips down as you reach your arms forward. Couple of options. If your hips are way off of your heels, you are welcome to place some blankets or pillows in between your calves and thighs so that you have extra support there. You could also always place a blanket or pillow under your head or under your chest if that feels good. And if having your arms forward does not feel right for your body, you can also have your arms down by your side. So as you start to settle into this posture, feel your head on the floor, feel your feet on the floor. This is a grounding posture, right? We can really start to connect with the space around us, the floor beneath us. It's a hip opener, a nice spine stretch, and we're working through tension in the toes, the ankles, the knees. Should also mention, if you have tight knees, toes, or ankles, you are welcome to place a small blanket or pillow underneath any of those sensitive joints. You can also roll up your yoga mat a little bit so there's extra padding like under your toes or under your ankles, say. As you're ready, you're going to start to walk your hands to the right side of your mat. And if you'd like, you can cross your left hand on top of your right hand. So now we're gently waking up the spine, stretching the left side body. As you're ready, start to walk your hands to center, and now walk your hands to the left, maybe placing right hand on top of left hand, stretching right side body. You can take big, slow breaths here, in and out through the nose, feeling the ribs expand and contract. And with every exhale, just get a little heavier. right? Sinking into the posture. You slowly start to open through the hips and thighs. Slowly walk your hands back into center. Keep your left arm long. See if you can slide your right arm under your left arm, palm faces up for a nice shoulder deltoid stretch. You can have your head on the floor, or look, if your right arm is under, you can look to the left so your right ear is on the floor. Notice if you're holding on to tension in the lower body. Maybe been in this wide-legged child's pose for a while. So just think about releasing any lingering tension in the lower body as you sink into the posture. If you're doing thread the needle, unthread your right arm, look forward, take your right arm long, and this time slide left arm under right arm. You can look to the right, left ear on your mat, head on the mat, left palm faces the ceiling. Lift your head, look forward, unthread the needle, reach your arms forward. One last big breath here. And from here, you're going to look forward, slowly walk your hands in, helping yourself to sit up. Sit up tall for a moment. Good. Roll out your shoulders or your head. And then as you're ready, you're going to make your way onto your back for a Savasana. Okay, so lying on your back, you can have your arms and legs down by your side. If lying on your back with your legs straight does not feel good to your lower back, you can bend your knees so that your feet are on the floor and your knees rest together. You can also place a small blanket or pillow underneath your lower back, and that should help support the lumbar spine. As you're ready, you're going to bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor if they're not already. Bring your arms out to the side in a big expansive gesture. We're going to do a spine twist, and we can take this into cat pulling its own tail if you want, which is always a fun phrase. So I'm going to roll to the right so that my left hip stacks on top of right hip. Try to keep your left shoulder on the floor. So if your right leg is on bottom, left leg is on top, you're going to kick your left leg out for a nice IT band stretch. And then if you'd like, try to bend that right leg back and eventually see if you can grab your right foot with your left hand. And if you want, you could even try catching your left foot with your right hand. You can also let them go, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. So with the left leg, top leg kicked out, you'll get a nice stretch to the outer thigh.
You're grabbing that bottom leg, a nice stretch to the right quadricep muscle. It's a spine twist. Try to keep the left shoulder down. It's an abdominal wall twist, good for digestion. That's also keeping the hips pretty stacked and even, especially after that big child's pose, right? Keeping the hips in line. Notice where you're holding on to tension and see if you can let it go. Your top leg is kicked out. Slowly bend that top leg. Try to bring the knees, feet back together. And then slowly roll your left hip down, arms and legs down. Then back into your Savasana, or what in Yin Yoga is often referred to as puddle pose, right? Making a shape like a puddle after a rainstorm. Let's do the other side. Bend your legs, roll to the left. So right hip stacks on top of left hip. Try to keep your right shoulder down, arms out. Option to stay here or kick your top right leg out, stretching the IT band. Option to stay here or try to bend that left bottom leg back, eventually catching one or both feet with your hands. And what I've found, at least for today, is that I'll catch my feet for maybe like 30 seconds or a minute, so I get that intense stretch, but then I'll let go just so that I can relax a little bit more. So see if you can start to relax into the posture just a little bit more. Rather than forcing or fighting, right? You're just using your breath, the gentleness of your breath, the weight of your body, right? Just letting the body relax a little bit more. So you're melting into the posture. Your top leg is kicked out. Slowly bend the top leg, bottom leg, bringing the legs back together. And then in your own time, rolling back into your neutral position. Letting everything stretch out and realign. As you're ready, you're going to bend your legs, roll off to one side, and then keep rolling, roll onto your abdominal walls for Sphinx pose. So bend your elbows. You can have your elbows underneath your shoulders. You can also have your arms a little bit further in front of you. Press the elbows down, lift the chest up, roll the shoulders back and down, breathe. It's a great healing compression to the spine. Just want to make sure that the shoulders stay out of the ears, the neck is long. And also gently opening up through the chest where a lot of us carry tightness. You can stay right here, or if you'd like, walk your right hand in a little bit so your right elbow stays in place, but you're going to bring your right palm to the center of your mat. From here, bend your left leg, and if you'd like, catch your foot from the inside and pull down. So now we're getting a quadricep stretch as well. We'll only be here for about 30 seconds. So the right palm comes in for control, and then eventually you grab your left foot from the inside, bend the elbow up. If you have a grip on your left foot, slowly release that, bringing your left foot down. Bend your left elbow, place left palm equidistant between your shoulders on the floor. Bend your right leg if it feels good. You can catch your right foot from the inside and eventually turn the elbow up, bringing your heel closer to your glutes, stretching the quadricep. Keep the shoulders out of the ears. So there's a little bit of activation in the arms, but other than that, see if you can let go of tension in the body. If you have a grip on your right foot, slowly release that grip. Bend your right elbow, both palms point forward, press the elbows down, lift the chest, and at the end, if you want, you can go into seal pose, push your palms into the floor, straighten your arms, roll your shoulders back, a little bit of a deeper back bend. Good, and then slowly lower down. You can bring your elbows out and your hands in. You can bring your head to the floor, or you can look to one side. If you're looking to one side, gently lift your head and look to the other side, stretching the other side shoulder, twisting neck. As you're ready, you're going to lift your head, look forward, place your hands on the floor, and make your way into a seated position facing forward. Okay. We're going to start with both feet out in front of you. From here, start to bring your right leg out to the right, and you can bend your left leg in. The more you take the right leg out to the right, the more you'll feel an inner thigh stretch. From here, you're going to lift your left arm up overhead, bend your elbow, and give yourself a pat on the back for practicing yoga today. As you're ready, you're going to start to come down, stretching the left side body. You can have your right forearm on your right thigh, on the floor. You can also place some pillows in front of you, like so, and have your arm here. And look forward or look up, drop the shoulders, and breathe. Notice where you're holding on to tension. Let it go through the exhale breath. Gently stretching the left side body, gently compressing the right side body. Nice little stretch to the inner thigh, but never a point of pain. Holding here for 1 more minute. If you're ready, you're going to slowly lift yourself up. Lengthen that left arm up. Bring it down. And remove any props you were using. And then turn, lie on your back. Savasana. Okay, slowly roll off to one side, maybe a side you haven't rolled off to yet. Make your way up into a comfortable seated position. And we'll do the other side. This time, bring your left leg out, right leg in. If you use props on the other side, you might want them handy here. Take your right arm up overhead. Bend your right elbow. Give yourself a pat on the back for something else you're proud of this week. And then as you're ready, you're going to come down, hold and breathe. This side might feel different from the other side, and that's okay. If you need to add a pillow, remove a pillow, maybe do a little less or go a little deeper. There's no right answer. Try to keep your right sit bone on the floor so you're not tilting all the way to the left. Holding here for 1 more minute.
If you're ready, you're gonna slowly lift up. Take your right arm up, lower it down, remove any props or pillows, turn around, Savasana. Letting everything stretch out. Let the floor hold you up. Give yourself permission to be here now. Bend your legs if they're not already for a supine figure 4. Keep your feet on the floor. Lift your right foot off the floor. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Option to keep your left foot on the floor or lift the left foot off the floor, drawing your thighs in towards your abdomen. You can keep your arms down by your side, or if you'd like, you can grab the backs of your legs or interlace your fingers behind your thigh. Notice where you might be holding on to some tension in the body. Let it go through the breath. So you're not forcing your way into your figure 4, right? You're just relaxing your muscles, melting into the shape of the posture. For the second half of this posture, you can stay just as you are, or if you'd like, release any grip from the back of your thigh. Slide your right knee on top of your left knee, so now both legs are crossed, and if you'd like, grab your feet, drop your shoulders, and pull. So the knees stack one on top of the other. You still feel the stretch to the outer thighs, just a little different, more of an internal rotation to the hips. See if you can relax just a little deeper. Release any grip that you have from your knees or your feet. Slowly return your left foot to the floor. Uncross, right foot to the floor. Arms and legs down, puddle pose.
Okay, let's do the other side. Bend your legs so your feet are on the floor. If they're not already, keep your right foot on the floor. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Option to stay here or lift your right foot off the floor. You can interlace your fingers behind your thigh if that feels good. Let your shoulders and hips evenly fall onto the floor. It's a great side seat stretch, a hip opener. It's good for sciatic nerve pain, stretching the outer left thigh. Also a really nice entryway into a pigeon pose, or what we call swan pose in Yin Yoga, which is a version of this pose where rather than being on your back, you're seated upright. Puts a little bit more pressure onto the hips. So this is a nice alternative to get there. Just slowly work towards that. Okay, at the halfway point, you can stay here, or you can release the grip from the back of the leg. Keep sliding your left leg to the right so that your left knee stacks on top of your right knee. And if you'd like, you can interlace your fingers behind your bottom knee or grab your feet. And keep 2 shoulders, 2 hips on the floor. Hold and breathe. There's a seated version of this called shoelace pose. And you might find that this posture is more accessible when you're on your back rather than seated upright. Maybe, right? Maybe not. Often if we do postures on our back, they're a little bit more accessible than, standing or sitting. Let any muscle tension go. Give yourself permission to be here now. Slowly release any grip that you have on your feet or legs. Return your right foot to the floor. Slowly uncross, bring your left foot to the floor. And arms and legs down, letting that one go. Bend your legs, feet on the floor, roll off to one side. Slowly make your way into a seated position. So I'm going to show you from the side, seated on your butt. You're going to have your legs long, feet relatively close together. They don't have to be exactly touching, but you want to keep the legs together. We've done a lot of inner thigh stretching. So now we want to stretch the backs of the hamstrings. From here, you're going to fold forward, and I'll give you a couple options. You can put as many blankets and pillows as you want in between your thighs and your chest. You can let your head drop and let your spine round. You can also keep your back long, which is a great option, especially if you have a history of slip discs, any lower back pain, right? In that case, you want to stick your butt out a little bit and fold forward with a flat back. Again, you can wedge those pillows a little bit closer in towards you. You can also simply have your hands on the floor. Or you can let yourself fold and breathe. Try to relax both your hamstrings and your quadricep muscles. Give yourself permission to be here now. Relax just a little deeper. Breathe just a little slower. If you're ready, you're going to slowly look forward if your spine is rounded. Place your hands on the floor. Carefully press yourself up. There's no rush. If you want, you can place your hands behind you for a second, drop your head back, do a little counter stretch, and then turn, lie on your back into your Savasana. Bend your legs so your feet are on the floor. Slowly open your knees so that the insides of your feet come together. You can place pillows or blankets under your knees. The closer you bring your heels to your groin, the deeper the hip opener will be. The further you bring your feet away from your body towards the back of your mat, and the more gentle the hip opener will be. Then place your hands on your hips, or maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your abdomen. You could have your arms out in a big expansive gesture. And then you're just going to hold and breathe. This is our final posture. And we'll be here for one more minute. As you're ready, I like to place my hands on my outer thighs for support. Slowly bring your knees up so the knees come back together, feet on the floor, arms and legs down. Final Savasana. For our meditation component, you are welcome to stay like this in your final Savasana pose, or you can slowly, intentionally make your way into a seated position. And if you are sitting up for this, you might want a blanket or a pillow underneath your hips, so your hips are a little higher than your knees. Be right back. Okay, you are welcome to close your eyes. If closing your eyes is distracting, you can do a soft fuzzy gaze just beyond the tip of your nose. As a reminder, there is no such thing as a good meditator or a bad meditator. There are simply people who meditate and people who do not. And for the sake of today, you're meditating. I like to define meditation as compassionate mind control. So today's meditation is going to be very simple. We're just going to give ourselves some structured time to just sit and enjoy our own company. And if and when your mind starts to wander, you're just going to notice that and compassionately bring yourself back into your breath, back into your body. I'm now going to light a candle as a symbolic gesture that we are entering into an intentional space. Being intentional with our breath, intentional with our thoughts, intentional with our body movements. I'm going to begin with a breathing exercise, 4-2-7 breathing. You'll inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold the breath for 2, and then exhale through your nose for a count of 7. Seal your lips, relax your face, and begin. Inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Exhale through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale through your nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through your nose for 4.
Hold for 2. Exhale through your nose for 7. Inhale for 4. Pause for 2. Exhale for 7. We'll do 1 more minute of 4, 2, 7, breathe in. Let's do 1 more round of 4, 2, 7, breathe in. Whenever you're ready, just returning your breath to normal, in and out through the nose. You're not going to force the breath. You're just going to observe it coming in and out. Imagine now that you're looking down on yourself from up above, as one might look upon a dear friend with compassion and respect. And from this vantage point, you're just going to observe yourself, how you're breathing, any thoughts or feelings that might come up, just letting them pass like clouds in the sky. Whenever you get stuck on a certain thought or feeling, just notice that and then just allow it to pass. Silently repeat to yourself 3 times, I give myself permission to be here now. I give myself permission to be here now. I give myself permission to be here now. Continue to observe from above.
Just observing if there's something that you're stuck on or keep coming back to. And just practice letting that go, even if it's only for 1 or 2 breaths. And if you find that there's something that you really can't let go of, just imagine what it might feel like to let it go. As you observe yourself from above, imagine a warm ray of light shining down onto the top of your head, into your shoulders, chest, back, radiating through your arms and legs, filling your body with warmth. Relaxing through the top of the head and face. Let your forehead and jaw relax. Soften through your neck and throat. Imagine that warm light shining onto your shoulders. Relax your shoulders and chest. Soften through the arms and hands all the way into the fingertips. Relax through your side body, your abdomen. Imagine that warm light radiating all the way down your back, illuminating your spine. Relax through your seat and hips, legs and feet, all the way into your toes. Every exhale, body gets a little more relaxed. As you lovingly look down on yourself, imagine that you then look up, looking into your own eyes, gazing up and down, and bring these 2 realms of consciousness back together so that you're just in your own body, in your own experience, just observing yourself from within. As we head into the weekend, if there's anything you would like to tell yourself here, maybe a word of affirmation or encouragement or acknowledgement. And take a moment just to tell yourself something that you might take with you into this weekend. Maybe an emphasis on rest or play or gratitude. Take a slow inhale through your nose, feel your chest rise. Slow exhale through your nose, feel your chest fall.
breathe in. And empty out. And wiggle your toes or fingers. Maybe roll your shoulders forward and back. Inhale through your nose. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. You're welcome to stay as you are or at your own rate. Perhaps open your eyes and seal your yoga and meditation practice however you'd like. I'm now going to blow out this candle as a symbolic gesture that we are shifting gears. And I'm letting the very real smoke clear the air as a reminder that when we are intentional with our consciousness, we also shift our relationship with the physical space around us. Have a wonderful Friday. It's lovely to be here with all of you.